Hello there and welcome to this chess video. I was very impressed by this game that I'm about to show you. It was played in the quarterfinals of the Magnus Carlsen Invitational, which I haven't been making videos on because, well, I've been a little bit busy and I don't want to do it, full coverage unless I'm able to. And at the start of the tournament, I was doing other coverage, so locally, so I didn't really have time to do it. But this game caught my eye, and I think it's well worth it to have a look at it. So quarterfinals, Wesley So against Alireza, and Wesley So had white. In fact, the semifinals already started today, but this was a cracker of a game. And we have the Caro-Kann, d4 and d5. We have the advance variation. Well, the pawn advances, so both in the French and the Caro-Kann, when the pawn advances to e5, it's called the advance variation. Black moves the bishop out. He can't do this in the French, so he will play e6 only when the bishop is out. White gets the pieces out. The so-called short variation, after Nigel short. He used to play it to avoid theory, but nowadays it's theory. So, times change. Anyway, we follow a pretty well-known path here. h6, knight b to d2. Knight d7, knight to b3, and black goes for this modern push here, g5. So trying to get some counter chances on the king side, bishop d2, and a5. And, well, queen g7 and c3. So white is very solid here, and black is starting to break now in the center with f6. So black's position kind of, there are some things to like, but also, if he's not careful, he might get a bit overextended because, he's moved a lot of pawns in front of the king. Where to castle? It's hard to get shelter. So it's a tricky line to play for black. White now took the pawn. The knight moved to g6. And white tries to open things up here with c4. So black wants to finish development, put the bishop on d6, as we'll see in the game. c4, bishop d6. And then he'd like to, nothing more than to take here and castle. And with the activity of his pieces, that compensate for the damaged structure, and he even has some chances here on the king side with his active pieces. So that's the dream for black. But Wesley had other ideas. He now took on d5. If we take with the c-pawn, there's rook c1, white is getting a lot of tempos. Black's position is getting a little bit shaky. So this looks more natural. And would probably be okay if Wesley didn't have an absolutely stunner move, or killer move. It makes sense once you see the move and you see the continuation. But first when I saw it, I was like, what? What is this? Why? Is this possible? Like, what's going on? It's such a good move that I started to use the word like a 17-year-old girl on TikTok. Like I just moved the bishop here, d3, bishop d3, That's what he did. He played bishop d3. What is this? Attacking the bishop. Yeah, but your bishop is not protected. What are you doing, Wesley? Alireza took. I mean, what else? The bishop is attacked. There's a knight behind it. You can't move the bishop because then I take the knight with check. You can't protect it. You can only protect with the knight, but then I take the knight. So you have to take. And now the point. Bishop takes a5, attacking the queen. And then we take this. Black can get two pieces for the rook on the queen side, which he tried to do. But now we take the bishop and we attack the knight. And it's actually quite stunning how quickly things escalate here. King to f7, protecting the knight. White now took the rook. And black has two pieces for the rook, which generally is enough. Especially if he wins the pawn here under favorable circumstances. Should be very close to okay. But white has a strong initiative. And Wesley kept pushing. Queen f5. Now we'd love to take here, but things get very hairy after rook here. And maybe even knight e5 immediately is a very good move, actually. Or rook here and then knight e5. Probably knight e5 immediately just wins on the spot. So queen back to d8. Okay, rook a to e1. again, some problems. If we take with the knight, there's knight f6, sorry, knight e5. If we take with the queen, we lost control of the knight. So Alireza tried knight g to f8, trying to get some harmony in his position and hoping to take on f6 eventually. But Wesley did not step off the gas. He played rook to e7. Another powerful move. Now if the king goes here, it's mate. It's kind of an epaulette mate, you know, pieces on each side. So black has to take, and he took on e7. We take on e7 with check. King has to take the pawn, otherwise we make a new queen. And now rook e1. King has only one square. And now more power chess, the knight comes in, knight e5. The threat is knight f7. And the king doesn't have time to run, because knight f7. I'm going to pick up the rook, and I'll be up the exchange. So Alireza still try to keep everything together with rook h7. But after the simple move knight takes d7, he realized that everything is falling apart. He can't take back with the knight, because then I take the rook. Decisive material. And, well, if you take with the rook on d7, the same thing happens as if you take with the queen. And we have, yet again, one of my mating patterns, the queen triangle, and that's how the game ended. Wesley So played queen e5. This is what I call the queen triangle. And every time the squares outside the triangle are filled, like here, it's going to be mate. So a nice checkmate here by Wesley So, absolutely smashing Firouzja's Caro-Kann off the board. A very nice game. Hope you enjoyed it. And, well, I'm dropping a nice video, you know, wait for it. I can't wait. See you then. Bye bye.